This car is everything we hate about supercars. It's powered by a V6, it's turbocharged, and it has a big old hybrid system in the back. If Ferrari had launched this, the 296 GTB, directly after the naturally aspirated V8 458, Ferrari's stock would have dropped faster than Trump's approval rating. But they didn't do that. They layered these changes over generations and kind of softened the blow for the purists who really missed those naturally aspirated V8s. So here I am thinking, I'm gonna have to dig through all of these layers to find the true, authentic supercar experience. But I'm standing in front of a red mid-engine Ferrari. I feel like I should be a little bit more excited than I am. All right, you guys, Ferrari 296. It's not very often I get to drive a car with a key fob like this. Yellow, red, and a good old touch button for the engine start-stop. If first impressions are anything, which they absolutely are, that's not a great first impression. A lot of touch controls going on with the steering wheel here, but you guys know all of that. What we're gonna do is start off in hybrid mode. And then on the right here, this is familiar to anyone who's ever been around a Ferrari. We have wet, sport, race, and then traction off, and then ESC completely off. Start in sport. How do we get into reverse? There we go. The backup camera comes up on the center screen. That's interesting because, of course, we do not have a center screen. Everything is very driver focused, except for that little passenger screen over there. And we're off. I was not kidding. This is a hybrid. You guys probably already know that. But we have up to 25 kilometers of EV-only range. Interesting thing here is it's a 2.9 liter V6. Technically, if you round up, it's a 3 liter V6, but 296. Twin turbo, 120 degree V6. So that V6 is super low down in the chassis. Of course, it's dry sump, and those turbos have so much room to breathe in the center of the V. Got a bunch of additional areas that Ferrari can use for cooling, and then the exhaust is all equal length, and it just channels, it collects into one exit back there, and this one's been spec'd with the ceramic black tip. The gas engine has not fired up, so we're just gonna force it upon it. There's the engine now. Welcome. Late to the party, but we're glad you're here. That torque is something else. Every generation since the 458, these mid-engine Ferrari, entry-level mid-engine cars in the lineup have gained about 100 horsepower per generation. So 819 horsepower, 546 pound-feet of torque. Peak torque, and this is total system output, by the way, peak torque is at 6,250, I believe, and then peak power is at 8,000 RPM. 8,000! Oh my God. Immediately I can hear that, not fake, but channeled sound coming from the engine bay into the cabin. 3,500 RPM. Holy shit. So the pedal, as you would expect in a car with an electric motor, is instantaneous torque. I mean, the ease of which you can just roll in to the throttle. But what I was not expecting is actually how much of a kick the dual clutch gives you, even at kind of a moderate half throttle. You can see it in my back. This V6 is the opposite, of course. It's not rough, it's not abrasive, this is probably the best sounding V6 I've ever heard, aside from that first gen NSX. That just has a little bit more of a rougher, kind of more unfiltered sound, whereas this is it does sound a bit like a video game, but I'm not offended. Does it sound like a V12? No. But does it have kind of a higher resonance to it, a higher pitch tone, a little bit closer to a V12? Absolutely. This DCT is lightning quick, banging off gears like it's nothing. Probably the first time I've experienced a dual clutch that's as quick as PDK, if not better. Typical, very light Ferrari power steering, electric power steering, of course. The steering rack is super quick. It requires no input, even around the city. And without having driven a McLaren in a few years, I feel like that hydraulic system, and even the electric system in the GT3 RS, is just a little bit more tactile. You get a little bit more road feel there. But, I mean, come on, the steering feels pretty good. Look, if a lack of effort was the goal, then the 296 is winning. I love hunting for revs with the NA V8s, but that game is over. The goal is that same feeling the big V12 Grand Tourers give you at 3,000 RPM. By downsizing engines over time, Ferrari created their own problems to solve. When you throw 2 cylinders in the bin, you're leaning even heavier on the turbos to solve the torque crisis. And now you've got lag. But that's what the hybrid system's for. That's what the e-motor's for. It is still rear-wheel drive. I think this is the crucial part and what Ferrari was going for with the 296. A supercar like this, especially when it has a hybrid system, an e-motor integrated between the engine and the transmission, it has to be fun at low speeds. Mid-throttle, when the V6 isn't giving its all, you get turbo noises. There we go. All right. And the rear end will step out. There is no sense that this car is turbocharged. The e-motor just takes care of all of that. Versus an NA engine, yeah, there's a little bit more of a kind of a softer roll into the power, just a little bit. But when you stab the throttle, the torque just smacks you in the face, and then the turbos carry you up top. It's so fast. It's so ridiculously fast. It just doesn't stop. Remember when your Supra or Corvette would wag its tail endlessly if the tires were cold? We'd just wait for them to get warm so they'd bite. Either that or traction would violently cut power until they hooked up. The 296 has the most incognito traction management of any rear-wheel drive car I've driven. Hit the throttle in second gear when it's cold, and it'll simply hold back full power while delivering the maximum torque for the conditions without slip, without drama. I can feel the diff working. When you pull out of a corner, you can feel it sending the power, the torque, exactly where it needs to, whether it's giving more to the outside wheel and helping rotate the car. It almost feels like it wants to initiate the oversteer for me. It's kind of like egging me on a little bit. Surprising amount of grip, okay? So there are so many things around this V6, including the V6 itself, the nature of that engine layout, which would have led me to believe that this was just going to be the most muted, boring, dull experience possible. Turbochargers, a hybrid system. Does the hybrid system take away some of the urgency I have as a driver to want to just rev it all the way out to 8,500? Yeah, a little bit, but it's the sound, which I was not expecting. It is so comfortable at speeds that I will not say. It's so super comfortable too. Even in qualifying mode here, if you get the Assetto Fiorano package, it does get monotube dampers, adjustable but not adaptive. This has magnetic shocks that are adaptive. You think 6,000 is gonna be the end, and then it just goes and goes and goes. My palms are so sweaty right now. That is not what I would have expected from a car that everybody told me was going to drive itself. I mean, that's what the narrative is, right? Quiet when it needs to be, and then just a smooth sound when you really get up there in the revs. It's nowhere near as dramatic as even a Revuelta, which over in V12 Lamborghini land, that is dull in comparison to older Mercies and Aventadors in terms of just the raw feel of the engine. This is an incredibly smooth engine. Very undramatic though at low speeds. Very much a city car when you want it to be, a daily when you want it to be. So if ultimate drama is what you're looking for, it's not serving it. It's simply playing a different game than the old school NA engines. Look, I'm not on a track today, but out here, it's light on its feet, fast as and fun to drive. That's what counts. I hate that I love this car. Is the 296 a future classic? Is it going to eventually be remembered as one of the great mid-engine Ferraris? To the purists, absolutely not. To the ones who appreciate the evolution in the lineage, is it a car worth driving? Yes, definitely. Like if you were going destination A to B on a B road, kind of close to the city still, you'd have a few moments where you get a smile on your face, an unintended moment of, wow, now I remember why I bought this car. Whereas in something like an all-wheel drive SF90, I'd imagine those moments come fewer and far between. See when it has grip, dude?
Like let's say an SVJ or an SV. Yeah. SV will be like super aggressive, like not that fast. Like it's a 600 horsepower car.
Yeah.
But the single clutch makes it like really aggressive all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound. It doesn't sound. 4,000 sounds like 3,000 RPM.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You have to be really up there.
Yeah. Like. Like I said, this car builds confidence when you drive it. The traction control is not stopping you from pushing the car to its limits.
No.
And it's really pleasant in a way where you feel really in control.
Oh, there was some a little bit understeer.
Oh, the passenger infotainment is very fun because you can see the speed, you can see the gear he's in, you can see the G-force. Look, 87 right now if you downshift, 4th gear, 3rd gear. How cool is that?
It's pretty cool.
It's very smooth, and look at this caramel Alcantara.
Classic.
Very nice.
This is a classic Ferrari spec. Red with the black and beige interior, tan interior.
10 out of 10 on the interior. Even the center console here, you have like some nice little bolts.
Thank you, Jesse, for the seat time. Jesse's link will be in the description below. His links, multiple of them, as well as Frank. Thanks, Frank, for getting those banger rollers today. His stuff will be in the description as well. Let me know what you guys think about the 296. Worthy of good resale value going forward? You tell me. We'll see you guys next time.